I think our most important mission in Illinois and in America right now, though, is to come together as a family, the family of the United States of America, and help those who are grieving for the loss of their children and their loved ones. It's very, very important that all of us in Illinois join together and help those families. Called the governor of Connecticut, who's a very good friend of mine, and told him that the people of Illinois want to do whatever they can to make our country safer. And so after we're finished here today, we'll talk about any of those issues. But the issue of helping our service members is something all of us can join together on. The USO is second to none when it comes to service to those who wear the uniform of our country. And we have to, at this holiday time, remember there are men and women from Illinois who are deployed far away from right here in our state. Many of them are in Afghanistan or some other posts around the world. And it's pretty difficult at this time when you're away from your family. You need something from home, and that's why we're very connected, joined with the Illinois Lottery on this program of making sure we have some care packages prepared by the USO for our service members far from home. And we do want to put in a pitch from the lottery about a program that's helping finance great things for our veterans in Illinois. It's called Veterans Cash. It's a scratch-off lottery ticket for those who are running at the last minute to get stocking stuffers and other things for their family presents at this time. This is a great present, because whether or not you win or lose, you win up to $20,000 in this scratch-off game, everyone comes out a winner, because the proceeds from this game, the scratch-off lottery game, are used to help our veterans, particularly veterans who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, veterans who have no health insurance, veterans who need a helping hand when it comes to housing. We have far too many veterans who are homeless. We have to do something about that. So the Veterans Cash program, which began a few years ago, is a very good financier of these excellent programs for our veterans. And so that's part of what the lottery is all about. That's part of what caring is all about for those who serve our country. And the ethic of service, I think we can all adhere to at this time. Find a way to help serve someone else.
It has been a very long decade plus for those who have served in uniform, as all of you here can imagine, and some might know personally from family members. It's been a time for our service members filled with deployment, or the prospect of deployment, really, for the last 11 years. And on top of that, for some of our younger veterans and those serving in the National Guard and the reserves, is the difficulty in the last several years in finding meaningful employment back here at home. So really a very challenging time for service members and their families. So events like this, in light of that, are really very important to express the thanks of the community. Nobody, no organization really knows the challenge of the service member and the service member's family better than the USO, whose sole mission is to support and encourage our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. I've been on the receiving end of USO support, at least when I was in uniform, a number of times, both at home in the form of the soldiers' home in New York City that the USO has, which was about the only way a West Point cadet on a coveted one-night pass could actually afford to stay in Manhattan. And then overseas, even when I was in Baghdad through a Toby Keith concert that the USO sponsored. That is always a welcome respite when you're overseas in the middle of the 24/7 grind, and the USO knows that and makes it happen all the time. Having personally been on the receiving end of the support when it comes to the USO, it's really a privilege to be on the giving end here with all of you today. The packages that we assemble will go to service members actually here at home, some overseas, but their families here, all of whom are struggling to make ends meet. The USO has helped us to identify those families. The Veterans Cash Lottery Program is helping to fund these cheer packages, as we're calling them, to go to those families, and it will be really very impactful for them. So thanks to all of you for expressing in this very tangible way the thanks for your service and our appreciation for the service and sacrifices of all those in uniform. And let me also echo the governor's plug of the Veterans Cash Lottery Program, because it doesn't just fund things like today. It funds day in and day out the work of veterans organizations doing really very valuable work, making sure that those who have thrived overseas can do the same thing back here at home. Sometimes they just need a little helping hand in that, and the Veterans Cash Lottery ticket does exactly that.